Hey guys, what up? It's Emily here, and today's video is going to be on something very special to me. First of all, I did ask people on Facebook for questions that they for things that they wanted to know, so that I could do a Q&A video so that you guys could get to know me a little bit better. And a question came up that I got. I'm pretty passionate about this because it really affects me. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. So I'm gonna. It's on my phone now. Yes, I don't have the best phone because having a good phone with me is like, no, it's not gonna last. So I'm not kidding either. So we just got a cheap one that I can text and stuff off. Okay, so it's like, what's it like living with cerebral palsy? Is there any daily struggles you have, or is it under control? So for those of you guys that didn't know, I have got cerebral palsy. I was born with it. Yeah, so I've had it for a while, a long while. And for those of you guys that didn't know what it is, it's a condition that affects you, that you're born with. You're usually born with it. Well, you are born with it, and there's no proper cause for it. By that I mean people have been investigating, scientists and doctors have been investigating what causes cerebral palsy for yonks, for years and years and years, and they haven't actually found a main cause for it yet. I did my study on it last year, and with the research that I did, I found out that it can be caused by oxygen deprivation, which I'm pretty convinced that's led to mine. But other things, other effects and things can happen which can cause it. But what it is it's a brain damage that happens to your cerebrum, part of your brain, and it can affect all four quadrants of your body, so your arms, your arms and hands and stuff, and then your legs and stuff. So it can affect your physical abilities and your mental abilities, etc. With me, I'm really lucky. I've got it very minor. It really only affects it pretty majorly affects my legs and my lower quadrant of my body, my lower two quadrants, my legs and stuff. It doesn't affect my arms and hands too much, and luckily it doesn't affect my brain too much either. But yeah, the daily struggles, I guess, is winter's my favourite season ever, but the struggles with winter that I have is when it gets cold. My muscles tend to really clam up and they tend to get tighter and tighter, which means that some days it's so painful to walk that I'm literally in excruciating pain when I walk. So there's that trouble. Also, when I do too much, when I've done, say, athletics or netball training, I have to jump in the bath straight away because my muscles are so tight and so painful, and just so I don't know, if you imagine it first, everybody else's legs are like that normally, right? So that, right? And then with mine, as the colder it gets, they just get tighter and tighter and tighter, and it's really sore. And it's really painful, and it can cause problems. In my netball team, I'm not exactly the best player because I can't keep up with the physical abilities that the other girls have, and it's just harder in general sometimes, but I deal with it. And especially with netball, with catching and throwing, I don't have good grip in my hands, or I don't have good muscle and good ability in my arms. So I drop the ball a bit and I can't always catch properly and stuff. But it's just part of it. I had it pretty bad when I was a lot younger. I've come a long way. I couldn't walk for a bit when I was young. It took me quite a while to walk. And I didn't learn how to run until I think I was about 8. Up until then I was skipping. And I couldn't actually go across the monkey bars at school until I was about 11, and I couldn't use a skipping rope until I was 10. So for you guys, it might not seem pretty major, but I mean, for a girl that's trying to be normal and fit in, it was kind of hard at primary school to fit in, whereas because I didn't have those abilities that the other kids did, and it was just a lot harder to do things. But yeah, nowadays it's quite a bit. I find that I know that I've come a long way because there's so many side effects of cerebral palsy, it's crazy, and I've encountered a lot of those. But like, some days I feel like it's gotten worse, but cerebral palsy, it's not progressive, so it can't get worse, but some days it feels like the world's going to end, and some days you feel like crap, like you just can't handle it. And honestly, I get a lot of those days. But if you guys didn't know already, I am a model and a dancer, so I don't let my disability stop me. I can't, because I want to prove to everybody that no matter what the doctors say, like they said I'd never be able to dance, skip, walk, whatever, and I've already defied them, and no matter what anyone says, I always want to make sure that people know that even though I might not have the best abilities with things, I'm not going to stop until I get where I want. And I model and I dance. I've been dancing for about 13 years now, and that's really helped my physical condition. It's affected me mentally a little bit, like sometimes my brain doesn't process things like very easily, and my numerical side of my brain, so it's like maths and things like that, that's very bad. Like I can't do maths. But my memory is pretty good. I've come a long way myself, like from where I began. I know that I've come a long way, and cerebral palsy affects me in my day-to-day life because some days it gets so hard and so painful that you don't even want to go anywhere and that you just don't want to do anything. But I do it, I get up and I do it, and it does affect my breathing sometimes. Like I do feel like my head gets like really, if I'm puffed out, my brain gets tighter because, like I said, I think it was deprived of oxygen when I was little. I think that's like what caused it. And I do get teased at school. I've been teased in the past for my cerebral palsy and my disability, and I've always had difficulties fitting in, and I've always had difficulties in sports and stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, cerebral palsy is one thing, it's one disability that makes me different. It's one disability that many people in this world have, and I don't see it as a disability, I just see it as another little flaw that God gave us to set us apart from the rest, and to make us a little more noticeable. And sure, I'm not like, I try my best with everything, and I can't succeed with everything, but I'm determined, and I know that one day I'm going to get to where I want to get, because I'm not going to let anything stop. I'm not going to let anything get in my way. And I know that the disabled community, there's so many people out there that are doing exactly what I'm doing and that are trying to achieve their dreams. And honestly, even though I've got cerebral palsy, like I said before, it doesn't stop me from doing anything. I'm not going to answer the other question just because I really wanted to get in depth for this. But if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to ask me on my Instagram and my Facebook, page, which I'll link below. And yeah, I just really wanted to let you guys know what it was like. Yeah, so I hope that was a little bit useful. If not, I'm sorry. Yeah, love you guys heaps. Laters.